What is up, everybody? This is Wassup Flobo. That's the show where we just hang and chat and talk about everything that's going on in my life, in your life, all that stuff. Because I want to hear it too. So if you're watching this and you have some things going on you want me to chat more about, please let me know in the comments below. People always ask me this. I've said it a couple times. Why is it called What's Up Flobo and not What's Up Flobo or Was Zup Flobo or What is the Up Flobo? And the answer is I used to work at a digital network, and one lady that worked there, her name is Steph Sabra. You should probably follow her Instagram because she doesn't answer my messages anymore. She used to say, "What's up, Lobo?" And that was like her thing. And I thought it was kind of cool because it sounded like, if you got to hear her voice too, she was like very inviting. It was cool. It was laid back. It was chill. And that's why when I went live my own content, I said, "What's up?" Because that's how it sounded when she said it. And after hours is after hours. That's the brand extension. So I'm just saying this. I'm giving her all her flowers now because if I ever sell the concept, she's not getting a dime. No, I'm just kidding. If you haven't already, follow me on that YouTube, youtube.com/Boyce. That's what this channel is. That's where we have all of our content, all a little bit of a bundle. But I gotta stress that Patreon is where to go right now. Patreon.com/Boyce. Trying to get the word out there, trying to get more content out there. Flopito's book club went monthly the past 2 months. Let's see if I can keep a streak going. I had plans of doing 5 books this year. I'm already on book 6 because, frankly, when I have people waiting for it, it is the nudge you need. Patreon.com/Boyce. We call it the Boisterous Crew or the Boisterous Crew. It's all good. We all love puns. I actually hate puns. Puns are the worst, but people remember things if they are punny. So that's why we call it that. Patreon.com/Boyce. So today is a little different. Usually I would say things that I'm working on or things that I've noticed around this week, but I want to share a tip with you. I know Fabito was doing this whole learning thing, So I was reading, this is about a couple of years ago, about one of those like buzzworthy clickbaity articles about what do influential people do. They usually eat right. They get this, they get either they get their sleep like Ariana Huffington, or they don't sleep like The Rock. He does like 3 hours a night. Sleep is kind of a weird thing. We can talk about that in another episode. You try to eat right. You try to be as organized as you can. Don't have a to-do list. Have a calendar because you can actually assign a particular time to some of your tasks. I understand that. I don't do that. I still have a to-do list. But one thing that could never find a way to crack that nut was meditate. Usually influential people say, "Oh, I find time to get up in the morning and meditate. The whole world's busy. I meditate." I just didn't quite understand that. See, prayer's a little different. I mean, prayer's a direct thing, but I always equated that together. When people say I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, well, whereas a religious person would pray, usually spiritual people say they meditate. And I thought that was kind of one and the same. And when someone goes, "Hey, you should probably try this stuff, it'll make you feel better," I would go, poppycock and boulder dash. I don't know how to do it because I can't sit cross-legged with my hands out being like, "And now I am clearing everything." In fact, I read one of those like workplace, I don't know what you call it, a comic strip. It was like one panel, like The Far Side or Dilbert, one of those things where it's like one image, and it was like yoga or meditation for busy people or tech savvy people, and the people's eyes were closed, and the caption was, "You are now imagining navigating to a blank web page," and I thought that was pretty crazy. But I want to say this though, as the work has ramped up for me, and if you guys are watching the show, it has been a lot with the release of the book, with the show on Spotify called Mac Mania, which if you guys would like to, I could do an episode about that as well. Is that time just seems to be ever small a day for me. A lot of my friends like, "Hey man, we don't know if you're alive." I'm alive, I promise. And I've been terrible with calling back people recently. That will change. I think there's a balance. I think when things shift quickly, I kind of like forget about like the social aspect, but I'm giving myself time to go back to where I was, where I would check in with people, engage with them, know what's going on. So with a lack of time, and I get up early now to get myself ready for shows that are now being aired early. For example, if I had today, just today, even though this is being released on Wednesday, so September 15th, I'm recording this Tuesday afternoon on the 14th. I got up at like 5:30 in the morning because I had a show at 7. I had the Spotify recording show at 9. I had a new Amsterdam edition at 12. And then I had another call for another show at 2 o'clock. So getting up early to get yourself ready for that, I realized there has to be a time for me to get focused, to attack this day and go, man, this day looks stacked, but I'm going to go for it. So what I'm going to do is just tell you what I do as far as clearing the mind. I'm still new at this. I am not a meditation guru, but I am from a place where cynicism is one of our languages. When someone goes, hey, man, just think of nothing, I go, I can't do this. I just want to give you a little bit of that. It's like how I take affirmations. You know, a couple episodes ago, dozens of episodes, I would say, I'm not the kind of person that would say, you are loved, you are respected, you are smarter. Those kind of affirmations, even though that's pretty much how you're supposed to do it. As a wrestling fan, the Flopito remix is that I would announce myself as if I am a wrestler or if I am a prize fighter, you know, from Brooklyn, New York. This guy has 2 college degrees and 7 podcasts and a book release on Amazon called Graduation Day, being released at critical acclaim. Please welcome the #1 contender. Right. So when it comes to meditation, I'm not a kind of like guy. So here's what I did. So this morning, I got a hot cup of my favorite beverage, coffee in my case, but it can be tea for yours or soda, whatever you do to get yourself going. And I made sure that I was completely unplugged. Didn't look at my phone, didn't have the computer on. I was turned away from my alarm clock. I have an alarm clock on the far side of the room here, and I have, I don't want to say her name. I have an Amazon device. So I made sure that I was away from that. So I was in my bedroom on the side of the bed. My bed is right here off frame. So I was basically off the bed facing towards the door here. So I didn't even look at the computer screen. And I had a hot cup of coffee. And what I did was, with the hot cup of coffee, I made sure to take a moment to look at that coffee, recognize the color, recognize the some of the oils from the beans were on the surface of that coffee. Take a look at the pattern of the steam. And then when I had my first sip, I took the slowest sip ever. And I just said, you know what? That's pretty hot. Is this the hottest cup of coffee I ever had? No, it's not, because of X, Y, and Z. Now I'm focusing on what I'm drinking. I say to myself, what's something that I want to do today? Who's somebody I want to contact today? Do not think about work. Don't think about the job. Just you by yourself and people you like. I won't say people you love, because love is one of the subjective things. People you like. So I sat on the edge of the bed. I'm drinking that coffee. I'm thinking, you know what? My friend from college deserves a call. I haven't called him in a long time. I know I'm going to get that done today, but I'm going to finish this cup. I'm going to sit here and finish this cup. And as weird as it is, because of course I know how to finish a cup. I drink 6 cups a day. But sitting on that first one, it felt like I went on a vacation in like 8 minutes. I drink my coffee pretty fast. I'm sorry, y'all. And that is what you needed to get up and be ready. Because I know if I stayed in bed and snoozed, which I've done plenty of times, that half an hour doesn't help. That hour doesn't help. It's kind of the worst habit that I had to break from the pandemic starting. I would like be in bed working from like 7:30 to 10 on my phone. That doesn't really count because you can get up days over. But today, specifically, by 6:15 a.m., I was ready to take on my day. Felt good. It felt good to focus on certain small things, see the beauty in steam, to see the art in the different patterns that coffee has when you use fresh beans and the beans oils are on the surface of the cup, to admire the cup selection for today and say, you know what, I am drinking out of this one. One of my favorite cups is a white Patreon mug I got from doing one of their modules. I don't know, maybe helpful for you. Totally made my thing work today. Tuesdays, which were originally the easiest days of my week, have now become the most challenging. But that's the nature of the business, that's the nature of life. I wouldn't do it any other way. Because like I say in the book Graduation Day, there ain't nothing to fall back on. Nothing at all. And if you want to know what I mean, make sure you pick up a copy of Graduation Day, available now on Amazon.com. It's Graduation Day by F. Lobo Boyce. That's me. Basically, it's my first ever memoir, my first time writing nonfiction. So let me know what you think and drop a review if you had. That does it for me on this edition of Wassup Flobo. Trying to get more efficient with getting my content out there. The Boisterous crew, you guys are amazing. And I as always, have to call my mom because she is the reason why I do this show, man, because she watches every week and she even hits me up when she doesn't get an episode. So, yeah, say hello to Mom Boyce for me because she appreciates you just like I appreciate you. But I'll be back next Wednesday with more of this. I'm not sure if I'm doing more tips or doing more what's going on in my life or more stories, but definitely another episode of Wassup Flobo is happening. 185 will be next week. Until next time, you know what to do. Be cool.